I believe that the former president does not have a preferred candidate. If he did have one, I can tell you for free, under the current conditions, it would definitely not be Bola Tinubu. You know that Baba has never hidden his disdain for people with absolutely credible character. With a track record of misdeeds, people that have no character and integrity. Baba has never hidden his disdain for them. I think that what Baba is doing is two things. Baba is aligning with the fact that it would indeed be fair for the South and particularly Southeast to be given an opportunity to rule Nigeria. But Baba also is aware that when Yar'Adua died, he aligned with Jonathan from the South against what should have been a norm that the power should have then returned to the North for them to finish the 4 years. So when it's convenient for Baba, Baba looks for equity. When it's not convenient for him, he says that things should be done the wrong way. So to say, before I get lost, the main issue is Wike. I don't know if you recall that when I was on this program, I did tell you about Wike. And I made an allegation that Wike has always accused people of working for the APC. But I believe that it is Wike that is working for the APC. And I'm sure when I said it there, you people just thought maybe because I like one candidate better than the other. That's why I'm saying that. But the truth is coming out now. You yourself, when you ask yourself, what does Wike want? What do you think that anything Wike is doing makes any sense? The answer is no. His agitations are neither here nor there. His positioning, his language is intolerable. It's offensive to the North. So this is someone that wanted to be the presidential candidate of the PDP. And as presidential candidate of the PDP, you would agree with me that Wike has no basis to win a national election. So if he wanted to be presidential candidate, by all means, it can only mean that he had no intention of winning the election. So he was working for the APC to win. Now, he has lost the election, the primaries. He also wanted, he said he wanted to be VP. He said it publicly. We have the records. And I'm sure you played that tape over and over again. Then all of a sudden, he's now angry that he was not chosen for VP. I said it, and I've said it to whoever's ears, that Wike has nothing that he's looking for that will placate him. If you tell him to write all his conditions and you fulfill them, the next morning you'll be in front of the thing talking. But what Wike doesn't realize is that the more he talks, the applauses are dimming. I'm sure if you notice, in the beginning when he talks, the crowd will cheer. But now when he talks, everybody just keeps quiet. What Wike doesn't realize is that the people who were his hardcore people, the Omeyas, the Oparas, the Maebas, have also found their way away from him. What Wike doesn't realize is that immunity is going to be over on May 29, 2023. What Wike doesn't realize is that no matter who, even if he puts his brother in government house, that governor is still going to betray him after maybe 6 months or a year. And these things are what, allows me to understand that Wike is a spoiler. Because how can you be in the middle of a peace-building exercise and you are still going in front of the podium to talk absolute trash? You are claiming that some people are planting stories in the media about you, but the stories in the media about the things you are saying and doing. You claim you are a governor of a state, you are going up and down the world, traveling on a private jet that belongs to Rivers State, spending Rivers State taxpayers' money to go and be meeting the leader of another party to say you want to build a good nation. You are now nationalists. Who died and made you the owner of Nigeria? Who died and told you, did the Nigerians concede to you that you are their representative, you are the ideal person to go and help them find consensus in 6 months to an election? You ask me, what does that mean? And all these governors are abandoning their states and going abroad to go and have clandestine meetings with leaders of the opposition 6 months to an election. They're not having meetings with just one. What are they going to agree at the meeting that helps their own party? And yet Wike also has candidates across all levels. He has a governorship candidate. He has a National Assembly candidate across board. He has State House of Reps candidates. He has senatorial candidates. And they're all in PDP. And yet he's standing before a podium and telling the world that what is going to happen. Do you think those people are going to allow Wike to decide their future and ruin their future because of his personal ego? Many of his candidates have told me personally that on election day, they're going to tell people to just vote for PDP. They have no time for this nonsense. He has done his 2 terms. That why didn't he do this when he was running for a re-election? That why didn't he risk it when he was running for it? That they're not going to take the chance about what happened in 2003 when the Babasola told the leaders in the Southwest to support him for president, and the governors can retain their seats. And when we woke up on election day, all 5 of the governors had gone. PDP was not in charge of those states. That they can't take that chance. And as such, Wike is on his own. And all the other governors that are following him, all their candidates have told me as well, or most of them have told me, they're not going to do any anti-party nonsense because they have something to lose. The governors, apart from Makinde, who is the only one that is seeking re-election, and who I know would not be stupid enough to try it, none of those guys have anything to lose. So for me, I don't understand when we started, palling with opposition parties, not even the smaller opposition parties who share ideology, but the main ones that were contending with elections, and tell Nigerians that it's because you are going to be Bola Tinubu in France, someone who has a questionable past, to say that you are discussing how Nigeria will be won, and then you go and stand in front of the podium and start abusing or making bad remarks about the North. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. I've never seen anything so bad in my life. I mean, I'm like, I can't believe this is happening in my lifetime, that the PDP has become so indisciplined that people can just do these kind of things and nothing happens to them because they are governors. At the end of the day, they are already demarketing your party. And I've told many PDP leaders that whether they accept it or not, whatever I've told them to do today, if they do not do it, they will still end up doing it in future. Either that or Wike will do it for them. It's just, can Wike do this in APC? Let us be honest. Can any leader do this in APC and get away with it? Any governor, even El-Rufai, who is a hothead, he will never try this. For me, I'm just kind of like looking at everything. I'm thinking, this has gone on for too long. And I honestly, like most Nigerians, are tired. Wike does not have the interest of Nigerians I have. If he does, he'll be looking at the elections and saying to himself, I want my party to win. Because if he believes that he has something good to offer Nigerians, it is important that his own party wins. Because unfortunately, if he had left the PDP 3 or 4 months ago, I would not be arguing here. I'll be like, well, he's left, so he's going to contest in another party, or he's taking his candidates to another party. But it's such an insult for you to be fielding candidates in the PDP and still going around attacking the PDP presidential candidate. It doesn't make any sense to me. But the only thing I can conclude, and I've said this before, is that Wike is obviously working for the APC. And I don't see why the PDP would not just move on without him and let him do whatever he needs to do.
And of course, at that stage, that was why Peter Obi began to find his level. Because if Wike, as he's claiming now that he's working for the country, he's working for the unity of the country, for the progress of the country, if he has thrown his weight behind Peter Obi as at that time, or if he has stood his ground, okay, since this thing cannot be zoned to the southeast, I will not be part of it. At that time, we would have understood him that he wanted the progress of this country, and indeed, he wants the presidency to go to the south, but not only to the south, but to the southeast. So, you see, I told you the other time, Victor, Wike is one person who has so much love in his politics, but for the past few weeks, the way he has conducted himself, frankly speaking, I'm distancing myself from him. Because how can you continue, the same person continue talking down on people anyhow, as if when this immunity is removed from you, something will be left behind. I think Wike is just undercutting himself, and his political future is at stake. Because I believe any party that wins this election, be it APC, PDP, LP, or whoever, I think they will call Wike to order, because he has really spoken down on people without mentioning word. Each time he wants to flag over, to establish a project. Each time, hello.
Go ahead.
Each time he's flagging off a project, he doesn't talk anything other than talking about people, talking about even his own political party that brought him where he is. So for me, moving forward, Wike should take it easy. Even if he say he doesn't like PDP again, the best thing is honorably go to the party that you want and have a space, if you have the space there, and let the other people continue. So far, you know that as far as Rivers State is concerned, there are a lot of people you have brought on board. There are a lot of people that you have stamped on board across the country. So going forward, like I said, Wike should please take his time and watch carefully, because his back is not being covered, and that will not be good for him moving forward into 2023. And he's already damaging the integrity and the love he have, Nigeria have on him. And as I'm talking to you, even around my people, everybody is saying the same thing, that Wike is going beyond he has gone out of order, and which is not. But I believe finally, which Victor, let me say, the reason why PDP are just managing him up to this time is that there is this saying that if a child thinks that a rope is pulling from the well, it's too late, it will not finish. You allow him. When he pull and pull and pull, by the time it finish, he will regret that he was just given opportunity to see whether he can stop. That is why it is not good for his own integrity, as far as I'm concerned. Thank you, Victor.
Talking about Wike, you know, I love Wike. I love Wike. I mean, what he is doing is, we can see that he's overreacting. Yes, he's overreacting, because PDP, like we know, they wronged him, and he's overreacting. And I like that what he's doing. I love it. One of our guests here says that Wike does not have the interest of the people at heart, of Nigeria at heart. Otherwise, he would have been working for his party to win. I want to disagree respectfully. I want to not abuse. I just want to disagree that if Wike works in favor of PDP, in my opinion, Wike is working against Nigerians, because Nigerians' interest is not with PDP. Nigerians, their interest is with Peter Obi and Labour Party. Let's be honest. So if Wike is working against that, he is working against Nigerians. So I love what Wike is doing. And this election, this forthcoming election, should be for Nigerians. It shouldn't be a party thing. We don't care. We are not looking into party. We want to vote personality. And we know the personality we are going for. So I love what Wike is doing. And the 4 governors, or how many governors that went to that election, that meeting in London, those governors, I believe that, like I said earlier on, they've realized how deep Nigeria has fallen, and they want to rescue this country.